Would you like me start like that, or you want me to start from the very start? That is, let's get started from the introduction. Introduce yourself, something like this. Not really, right? So we met before, correct? All of you, or is there anyone who is just taking this course with me? Yes, there is only one who the peoples were just taking this course, not the other one. The whole class is same? Really? That's good. Sounds good. So, what is your suggestion then? How would you like to start this course?
Maybe we can start with
One,
the
two,
lesson
three.
already.
Start from the lesson. Ready? One, two, three, go. Right? Like
Like,
that?
we have already introduced ourselves in the previous class.
Really? Let me
We
see.
are much familiar to each other now.
So we are familiar with, and is this a good experience or bad experience? Okay. Okay, let me get to there. Uh,
We are your first
once,
class at 7 a.m.
yes, correct. All right. So what we're gonna do? So did you get a chance to complete the survey? Right. So the same survey. I may ask you to complete it because that's gonna be helpful. You know. So please go to the discussion forum to any of the course, whether CST 110 or 105. If you could spare a few minutes to complete that survey, that will be helpful.
Can we just copy paste it?
Yes, you did it already there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, all right. Awesome. Beautiful.
In CST
So
105 we have done it.
one, you already have done it. Nice to meet you all then.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's beautiful. I'm just going over. Um, Tanu. Okay. Hmm. All right. Thank you, Tanu. All right. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. You want me to write it here? Reply. Thanks. Okay. So you basically you introduce yourself to whole class, right? Just not to me because this we need to work together for our semester. So okay. Manisha, Haryana. You are in Canada, Manisha? Great, awesome. Welcome in Canada too. So that's a pretty nice weather, eh? Summer?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in Canada, not in Haryana.
Not in Haryana. When did you arrive?
Yes. It sounds in April.
April, so you
Just
arrived in. Okay, so there
yes,
was
ma'am.
a little winter, not you haven't seen any winter storm, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
No suggestion for me?
Um, I want to meet your mom.
Hmm? I didn't get it. Okay. Jashan Jatinder Preet Kaur. Jatan. Okay. From Punjab. I am in Canada. Proud to be international student, I would say. That's a real proud, right? So I choose the course because great interest in computer. Wow. Hmm. So good connection, Jatan.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jatan, you have good connection, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Suggestion for me? No suggestion. You didn't give me any suggestion.
No, ma'am.
So I can do whatever I like to do, right? Correct?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am,
yes.
you are the boss here.
Yeah, I am the boss.
Yes, ma'am.
Really? I thought you guys are boss.
No.
Ma'am,
No?
the boss here.
Hmm? Well, I make you laugh. That's good. That's good, right? Well, I want just to relax when we come in the class, right? That's your class, right? So you feel comfortable to communicate respectfully. Important thing. Comfortable but respectfully. You can address me my first name, Tamar. Okay, good. So all the same class, right? So I'm just using the same introduction. Okay, you are in India, non-medical. Okay, taking interest in IT field. That is why. Okay. Good internet connection you should have, otherwise virtual class becomes terrible experience, you know. You're gonna get, I am disconnected. Are you telling me something important? I didn't get it, right? Why? Because I am disconnected. Well, I cannot fix this problem, unfortunately, right? I don't provide the ISP services, unfortunately, not especially to India. Maybe here in Canada, I may think about it because this business is booming, right? So, but I have no access to the India. But you can be my access point. I will use my laptop to attend these classes. Good internet connection, responsibility, best. Nice and thanks. Nice to meet you. Okay, let's go quickly, right? So, Parminder.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where you are located? You didn't mention it.
Ma'am, I'm currently now in Canada.
Awesome. So, same country, right? All right. Survey. Shabazz. Okay, Shabazz. Course outline. Course. What you going to learn in this course? Operating system installation, configuration, administration, and troubleshooting, and introduce you some terminologies and concept of operating system in computer networking. So you will be introduced to problem solving technique for individual computer issues, providing computer solution for a small to large business in network configuration and troubleshooting. This is a review of the course, right? So installation, configuration, administration, and troubleshooting. So all about related to software. Well, the other course which you had it, that's 50-50% software, 50% hardware. So there are some course learning outcomes you can see one after, like 80 course learning outcome. Um, computer, like operating system in general, Windows operating system. What other operating system you have ever heard about? Can you name anything else other than Windows 10? Windows 10, everybody has it on their machine, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So have you ever installed any operating system? Have you ever configured any operating system or installed it? Or you just bought a computer? I need a computer for study, for game, for watch videos, to have some fun with my friends, and it has an operating system already installed, right? If that is the case, that's totally fine. No worries. But is there anyone who had gone through the experience of doing everything from scratch? Like, well, I install operating system many times, even not when beyond of my professional, when I was learning and I was just thinking, hey, there's a problem. Someone will charge me more about it. Let me try to fix it. And it works, hit and try, when you are learning. But when you come in profession, you cannot do hit and try. Otherwise, other people's gonna hit you, right? If you say, let me see if I can fix your problem or not, and I tried this and this and this. Well, in profession, trial doesn't work really. You should know your job, you know. And but in learning, well, you're allowed to try different things because you're learning, right? But when you come in the class, then learning becomes a directional learning. You get an instruction. So you were being asked to focus and follow the instruction. That helps. Anyways, so any of you tried installation like any like Windows XP kind of things or any operating system you had heard about it?
Yes,
Akash
ma'am.
says yes. What did you know? Just name it. I'm not asking you to tell me the story about operating system. Just name it. What are they? What are they?
7, 8, 10.
7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. There was no 9, right? you know.
I didn't say 9, ma'am. I said 7, 8, 10.
That's true. I heard that, but there was no 9. Everybody knows that, right? Because
Yes, ma'am.
they from 7, the difference between 7 and 8 is, well, 7, many people's like 7 and they stuck to 7 and they just take the path of upgradation from 8 to 10, right? Correct. So 8 was more for and for mobile users, because when the Microsoft knows that mobile business is booming and they beside the laptop application like in cell phone, right? So they work on it and they figure out we should have an operating system which is equally good for both laptops and mobile phones, and they come up with Windows 8, right? Windows 8 is good for tablet PCs, and some other mobile applications, touch screen computers and tablets. Um, okay. So any other operating system anybody else has used other than like Windows 10 or had gone through the installation? Prakash, you installed on Windows 7 or did you?
Ma'am, I installed Windows 7, 8, and 10, and some other Linux like Kali Linux and OS that is based on Android.
Hmm, really?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so it is just for some job or for just for fun?
No, ma'am, I found it interesting and tried them.
Fine in bus. Okay. Tell us your experience. What happened when you were installing Windows 7 or 8? Tell us
Ma'am,
just a
for the
little
first
story.
three times,
Yes.
I was really stuck at that, and my father helped me out and during that times. And on the fourth and fifth installation, I got used to that.
Hmm. So first you
Yes,
thought,
ma'am.
hey, I couldn't do that, and then your father helped you out. Do it, it's
Yes,
easy.
ma'am. He helped me out.
Okay. And then, okay, so Windows 7 you install. Uh, okay, so let me explore. Let me open you up for other students so they can going to get some help from this discussion. Whatever, what procedure you follow when you feel, other than the like when you feel comfortable of doing it, right? And then what is the step, what are the steps you follow to install Windows 7 or something like that?
Ma'am, first I used another laptop and made a bootable USB drive for that window, for that OS.
Okay.
Then I plug that USB into the laptop in which I want to install that OS.
Hmm.
After that, I went into BIOS, and from there is an option bootable drive, and there I selected that USB drive, and then I
Hmm.
booted my laptop from that, and it automatically went into the installation setup.
Hmm. Good.
Then I, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sounds good. So, what the other class says? You understand what he's saying? Did you try any of those kind of things? Any of
Yes,
you?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Any? Everybody did that, right?
Yes,
Really?
ma'am.
So put up your hand. Okay, let me do a poll. How many of you have had an experience of installation of Windows 7? Let's think up to the Windows 10, not from the like Windows XP and 95 and 98. So put up your hand. Three of you, right? Okay. So three of you had gone through the experience of installation of Windows 7 operating system, and you found it's pretty easy. All you need to do, you need a media, CD, or USB, and then you did some setting in BIOS. This is I'm going to teach you in another course how to do that setting in BIOS. And then you just follow the on-screen instructions. That's it, right? Correct. So Windows is the installation is user friendly. User friendly means it tells the user what to do next. This whole course is user friendly. It tells you what to do next, right? So all you need to have is the little concept behind it. So question if you have so far. So you like to have a quick break for 5 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
okay, we're going to come back at 1:10. if you don't mind, if I ask you guys, 7 o'clock we have a class, right? According to Canadian time. And but I found most of you are here in Canada, right? Like 75% of you are here in Canada. So only 25 people are in back home in India. So well, after this week, I'll be available in like 9:45 time slot because my other semester is really. But when I was reading uh, when I was reading the introduction survey, so I found every other person said I am in Canada. Anyways, so my guess is, but maybe it's not correct, right? Okay. So my suggestion, if you don't mind, we can move on our 7 o'clock class to 9:45 after a week, after 2 weeks, because after that I be available for that slot, because right now my 9:45 slot is engaged. That's why they put me on 7 o'clock time. That could be the reason, you know. So if you are not busy as well, then we can go for 9:45 class. What do you think?
Ma'am, it's depend upon that students who are in India, because then for the time will be.
Yeah, I just finishing another semester, and there's 75 people are in India. So but they're taking class at 9:45. Even they are taking class at 12 o'clock. So it's not something that, well, but that time is like in late evening for you guys, right? So you don't have any classes scheduled at 9:45? Really?
9:45
we
of
have class.
Canada.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm talking in local time.
We
9:45.
have.
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Yeah, ma'am, we have 3 classes in a row.
Yes,
Hmm.
ma'am.
We have classes from 7:30 to 9:30, then 9:45 to 11:45, then 12 to 2.
So you guys are already occupied for those slots. Okay. So that's why 7 o'clock is left for me. Okay. Now I got your point. Okay, let's get to the point. If you all are engaged at 9:45, then sectional specific course outline is I can share with you, but I will update the dates according to this new program, which suits our new timings and schedules. So, according to our plan, what we're going to do and how we're going to do, let me share with you. So this is our plan. So we're going to have some lectures, right? And I'll explain you some stuff, and then we will work in an interactive classroom. We would have about, I would say, seven labs to work on, right? So 6 to 7 labs, and it was 20%, and then you have a midterm test. It will come at the mid of the semester, like we starting this week, right? So this is our first day, July 2nd. So you can expect in August, mid of August, where we have like, this is a 25 days class, right? So 25 means 12 up on 12th day, which would be your mid of August, right? So you're going to have your midterm test. Assignment one will come up. Total assignments two you can expect, right? One assignment and second assignment. And quizzes, you can expect two quizzes of each 5%, right? And final would be on 25th day. And 25th day would be, let me correct it a second. Uh, so you know when your semester is ending, right? So your section name is on D2L. Let me recognize you peoples there. Your section is 78. Okay, so if you have to send me an email for some query, something personal you couldn't get a chance to discuss in class, then it would be like a section you would have mentioned which section you are from, right? So let me tell you when it's going to be ended. So as we are starting now, so it's going to be ended on 21st of August. 21st of August. So the ending date for final test date, I mean 21st of August. So you can expect your final on 21st of August.
Okay, ma'am.
And other dates I'll update you on D2L, okay? Along with this course plan, and I'll post it. Just remember that that this has a crude idea for now, that when we going to expect our midterm, and when we going to expect our final exam, right? So there are two exams basically. One is on 21st August, and like early in the August, I'll give you another test, which is your midterm test. In the percentage, you can see here, final is 30%, and you know, midterm is going to be 20%. And assignments, two assignments, 10% each. Okay, so this is something in our plan. So we discuss sometimes one course or learning outcome 1 day or 1 week. Sometimes it takes 1 week. This topic is longer, right? So bigger. Then we move on to the next course learning outcome. So here you can see the course learning outcomes. You can refer it from your course outline. For first day, and from now to onward, we will discuss the different operating system, right? So the different operating systems are around for a long time, and I can refer one link from other course. I think I had it. Let me pull it for you here. Uh, it's going to be a multiple choice question. I'll give you more information on it. So fill in the blanks, maybe right. So true, false. Describe and discussion, not now. If you like me to do that, I'll see if I can. They're asking for
Oh, ma'am.
uh,
You can give us the easy ones too, then we can get a good mark although.
hmm, good marks. Yeah, it's easy to make good marks. Just your contribution, right? As good your contribution is, good marks are yours. Uh, you know, okay, uh, let me share this one with you. This one, operating systems, right? So Windows operating system. When this journey had been started, when this journey had been started, it is started from, pretty long time before, pretty long time. So can you see my screen? I'm hoping you guys can see my screen there.
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No? Okay. Uh,
Not visible.
so this is when the Microsoft has evolved their, well, from
Hello.
Windows 1 through
Can you read
Windows
to the
10,
Samuel Madam
1
Yeti?
to 10 counting, right? Kind of.
बोलते
Windows
वाली जेडी
1.
सीगी
Have you ever heard about it?
अच्छा ठीक है फिर कल
Never. But I work with those all versions of
जाओ ट्रेनिंग का
Windows
साथ कर
operating
रहे
system, 1 to 10. I
वो
know this
रेडी नहीं
counting. What was
मैं
the
क्या साथ
Windows
कर तुम्हें
10
रेडी
and
नहीं
what we
चलना है
had
अपने
it
बड़े
before that?
ओके
Could we still operate the computer? Operating system is a program, right? Which basically gives instruction or communicate with the computer hardware, and the users can do different tasks on that machine. It's a machine, right? Yeah, you have several machine at home, household machine, like your cooking range, your washing machine, your refrigerator, your TV. They all are machines, right? But you don't communicate them. You just start and stop and play. That's it, right? But you don't communicate with them. You don't just give them an instructions. You just start it. It follows the predefined cycles and steps, and that's it. Computer is a machine which basically interactively work with the users, right? So users can do what they would like to do, and it gives them a variety of options. What would you like to do that there? So the journey has started pretty long time before. You might think like 1985 and then till 2021. Might be you were not there in this world, 1985, right? So what we were using before 1985, we were using another operating system, which was not a Windows, and that was in DOS operating system, MS-DOS, Microsoft or DOS. It was in like a pretty old style kind of thing. We still have it here in our computer. If you have ever been in command prompt of your Windows operating system. So DOS is still there, but it doesn't have any graphical kind of things like before. This, you see, this graphical screen looks like pretty awkward and strange or dirty. Doesn't have like that was the first operating system, Windows 1. Excuse me. What do you see there? Well, clock and files and clipboard and some commands list, right? So different commands and a small computer sitting at the corner and some calculator kind of things. What all about? They all are graphical. Clock appears there. Looks like, you know. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. So clock, well, I would say Windows is a graphical user interface. Provides a graphical user interface. This is what we call graphical user interface. So what I encourage you to make the notes of our discussion as you do in the physical classroom. And then that's going to be helpful from examination point of view or from submission. Today is just I'm just introducing some basic about Windows. What's the term Windows mean to you? Windows, you might be thinking like a long time before when I heard that term first time. Windows operating system. Is it Windows operating system? But why Windows? I have a window in my bedroom, my drawing room, and somewhere else I have windows, right? That was the first thought comes in my mind. But I'm pretty sure you're not that stupid to think like this, correct?
Yes.
You know, because you are you are studying this operating system when Microsoft has gone through a long era of since from 1985 till 2021. So Windows means they have some small graphical outlet for you to indicate open this window and click on it, and we have something for you to use. Open another window, and they call those windows now icons. You see here, like I have icons here. I can click on it and I can move on from one to another, right? You understand what I mean? So those are now, this is the desktop where you see my black screen, or you have some colorful screen and some colorful backgrounds and cars and some aeroplanes or games or whatever you like. This is all right. So this is what we call desktop. Desktop is kind of our desk, right? We have different things placed on the desk, and what we want, we take one and we use, right? Correct? Desktop. So this is the desktop here of a laptop, but we still call it desktop, right? The reason, because it has an options for you to click on and move. You see the cursor, this is what we call cursor, right? Mouse, and we take it from one to another point, and what we want to operate can operate it from there. Okay, so this is how it differs from any other operating system, which doesn't have, like, most of the operating system now are GUI based. This is what we call graphical user interface, GUI, where we have desktop setting and different icons In user-friendly environment, user-friendly means user feel ease to use them, right? Otherwise, they're not gonna use, because Microsoft does not design their product for technicians or IT people only. They design it for layman, anyone. Layman means who doesn't know anything about computer. They still can use it, correct? So, uh, are you guys following along, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it was released in 1985. I'll provide this link and you can explore it further by going into the one link or to another. And then after some times they say, hey, we got something better, right? And what better? Well, it has some more versatility in graphical user interface and good background, better resolution, you know. Uh, so Windows, earlier Windows that you didn't have enter the commands. You just point and click a box and window. Bill Gates at that time, I was a young CEO. If is unique software designed for serious PC users, and it took 2 years from the announcement to finally ship in 1985. This is what the Bill Gates said, right? So the interface manager was there, and the code name of the product was a final list and doesn't have any quite something Windows. It call interface, right? This is what they call interface, and it replaced MS-DOS. What is MS-DOS? Microsoft Disk Operating. Well, they need computer need an operating system, whether it is an Apple Macintosh, a Unix operating system, or Microsoft operating system. It requires an software which can manage its hardware, right? Brand can be anything. It doesn't matter, really, much matter. So nowadays, before, yes, it does. And then they launched Windows 2. And Windows 2 was has several applications like control panel, plain notepad. Well, those things you can find still nowadays. Control panel is there, paint is there, you can find it. Paint, have you ever been there, right? So you can paint anything, whatever you like to paint there, right? So a computer or network. So this is a paint software. It's pretty old. It was since they have evolved. So this is was there since they have introduced the second version of Windows, right? Windows 1 separate. It has only tiled, right? Those tiles, one after behind, like this. When you turn on computer, you spawn this one. It's not really, that attractive. And then you get onto the Windows 3. This is the view of the Windows 3, right? So Program Manager, you get there. And Explorer, Excel was already launched. Word and Excel was launched quite earlier in early, at the end of 1987, right? And then in Windows 3, there was they launched it uh, in 1990s, and it prevailed until 1992. So Windows 3 or 3.1, the difference is it has like it this they sold about 10 millions of copies, but you didn't get any one of them, right? Right? You didn't get any. They sold out 10 millions of copies in 1990. So they have added on print manager, file manager, program manager kind of things, right? And then this journey was moved on and on. Then maybe some of you familiar with Windows 95. This is something closer to what we have it nowadays, like a desktop, big screen, colorful, can change the theme, and main icons like documents and explorer and recycle bin. Something what was in 95, we are just following, they are following the same track. So this link I'll provide you on D2L. So I would encourage you to have a look on this this profile and go over with some of the operating systems, just randomly explore like Windows XP, right? And get into the XP and try to see, like, looks like pretty much smart XP Professional. And it was released in the same century, that is 2000, but it was 2001, right? So when 2000 was arrived, when everybody was thinking about millennium 2000, right? Because century was going to be changed, and they have introduced Windows 2000. And that time we expect, like, after every years, in 2 years, Microsoft gonna give us a new operating system, right? And well, that's the thing. You cannot just stay to Windows 98. Well, that can do a lot of job for us, right? But the machine is changing. They change the hardware as well. Okay, the hardware change, and the software requires more advanced machine. So you have to adapt the new operating system. No matter if you are easy to okay Windows XP still, right? No problem. But many things you cannot do with XP. So most recent version of Windows 10 released on July 2015. So this is, if I encourage you to look at this link at your site and walk through, just explore the different versions of operating system and the memory requirement. Like, look at this XP requirement, how cheaper it was. XP just requires a system with 233 megahertz of CPU speed, right? For now, we need in 1 gigahertz speed for Windows 10, Windows 7. And gigabytes of memory is required. Hard drive for 16 GB is required for 7, 8, 10, right? And so what I suggest you for next class, I will make this link available on D2L. I'll encourage you to go over with this link, try to explore different operating system, and then I'll ask you to have some discussion and share your thought. What did you explore it? Correct? Would it be okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is some little history of computers operating system. This link is such a nice link. It has all versions of Windows, right? You might not find it somewhere else. If you want to be more specific about any one of the operating system, you can just get into there and see what other options you can find. And some old copies they're asking you, I'll ask you in Discord sometime later to find some installation and all those kind of things. Hardware limitations, features, and if you want to look at the features for Windows Vista and XP, well, you can click on it, but they're gonna take you to Windows 10. That's pretty nice link, beautiful. So what are the features for and how it differs from the Mac operating system, the users who are using Windows Mac, Apple Macintosh or Ubuntu in other courses, right? So you might have one other course which is intended to teach you the Linux operating system, right? So 3 different type of flavors you're gonna get, like Mac, Ubuntu, or Windows. So give yourself a tour, right? So see how it differs from. That's a beautiful view of Windows 10, right? So how it differs from Windows 7. If you look at the features, excuse me. So here is the list. I'm not saying that you go to each and every link of information, like just a little bit. How does it, excuse me. So explore the different, like Windows 7, and Windows 7 has a very, very good feature, which is the BitLocker. BitLocker is an advanced feature of an optical drive. You can have the system requirement for Windows 7, 8, and 10, pretty much same, right? Pretty much same. But there are some advanced features which we have advanced in the term of security, right? And another thing is a version, a 32-bit version, and 64-bit version, right? So there are 2 versions of those operating systems since they have started Windows 7, 8, and 10. 32-bit version. So think about it, what it means. I'll teach those terminologies in IT Essentials, 64-bit and 32-bit, right? Because this is related to hardware. So those things we address more in IT Essential. And all you need to do is see what versions and flavors was Windows 7 offered, right? And what were the key features, like Windows 7 Ultimate. Ultimate was an operating system which has all those flavors, like professional users and home users, right? Basic was like in the starter, and basic was just for layman users. People's not using for some for tacky things, so they can just use in the starter and home user. I used those home use basic and starter for pretty much like a year or something, and then I moved on to ultimate and professional, and then I moved on to Windows 8. As the Microsoft moving on and on, I was also not at the same pace, but gradually I was also moving to their different flavors, right? So try to give yourself a tour of those operating system. Let me see if I can post it. Anyways, I will post it, make it available today sometimes, and so you can just have a look at those links and see. how those different operating systems differ from each other, and the terminologies like in drivers and a control panel, the use of control panel. Let's try to get along those terminologies, and then we'll see if we can have a discussion. Is this a good plan? Like you can
Yes,
adapt
ma'am.
it? Hmm? You can adapt. This is this will save our time as so you can have an idea of what we had it before and what we're going to work now, right? This course is basically mainly uh, designed to introduce you an operating system, which is used in a network setup, right? In a networking and computer networking environment, which is in server operating system. But I'm not teaching you from the very start the server operating system because that's a heavy topic, right? So I want you to just prepare yourself with what you already know and can explore a little bit further. Then I'll ask you to set up the virtual machine with different operating systems, all those kind of things as we move on in this course, week after another, right? And we will have fun inside the virtual machine, and we'll do some configuration, all those kind of things with respect to how we can uh, configure our operating system or computer to be used securely on the net. That's all about that course. Sounds good, hopefully.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so would you like me to go for attendance?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. One second. If you have question, you can ask. I'm just opening the attendance tab. It may take few minutes.